going on, everybody? It's HoTs here. Today we are looking at Chromie once again. I'm loving this hero, guys. I'm loving the range. I'm gonna get some gameplay footage up for you guys here relatively soon, but today we are going to be focusing on a Dragon Breath build. Now I know we already looked at a Sandblast build, which is her Q, but today we're going for a W build. So let's dive into it. We'll go ahead and toggle those minions on. But at level 1, this time we are going to go for deep breathing. Oh my goodness, this adds so much damage, guys. As you can see, the quest, every time Dragon Breath hits a hero, the damage gets increased by 2 up to 50. And then we get the reward of, after we hit 25 heroes, we increase the damage by an additional 150, and we also increase our sight radius by 100%. Absolutely amazing. So we'll go ahead and throw that out. We already hit Arthas. And as you guys can see down there, we've hit 1 of 25 heroes, and we have a damage bonus of 2. Now, I'm sure you guys are thinking, but Huggernaut, that's on a 14-second cooldown. Won't that take forever to get? Well, yes, normally it would take quite a bit of time to get that. But I'm going to show you guys here, there is a talent that will reduce our damage by a little bit on it, but it cuts that cooldown I think it's about half or so, and allows us just to spam these a little bit more, get quite a few more out, and in that case I believe it'll allow us to do more damage as well. But at level 3 we're going to go ahead and increase the radius of it. So here's what we got right now. Let's go ahead and increase it, and as you can see, it's quite a bit more. Looks a little bit more to me kind of like Jaina and like her Blizzard, but it will allow us to hit these a little bit more often. So definitely take that, guys. Get that radius up a little bit, expand that out by that 25%. It's going to help you. So I'm sure, as you know, we do have that kind of delay, if you will, as we cast. I think on Dragon's Breath it's 1.5. Yeah, 1.5 seconds. So it's got a decent delay to it. You're going to have to lead it a little bit in order to hit heroes. So you guys might struggle at first trying to play her, but let me tell you, get used to it, learn the character. She does just a ton of damage. It's ridiculous, and she does it from so far away. It's amazing once everything starts clicking for you guys. I'm sure you'll absolutely love her. But at level 6, these are the two options we do get. This is the one I was telling you guys about. It basically is going to reduce the mana cost and also the cooldown by 50%. So instead of costing us 70 mana, that's going to be cut down by half, and the cooldown, instead of 14, will be cut down by half as well. Pretty significant. We do, however, lose 25% of our damage, so that is something to consider. If you guys aren't willing to do that, then your best bet is just to go for even more damage with Dragon's Eye, which basically, if they're in the middle there, they're going to take 25% more damage. But I'm going to go with this one here, just so we're not using as much mana, and we're also getting them out quite a bit quicker and more often. So I'll show you guys here. It was 14 seconds. Let's go ahead and just throw one out, and you can see now it's only 7 seconds. So we're going to be able to get them out significantly more often, which is definitely going to help us put out more damage. And if you guys didn't notice already, Dragon's Breath, we can practically clear a minion wave just with one hit of this. That's something to note, because her Q will pass directly through minions, directly through structures, directly through, I think it'll go through this as well, like obstacles. So pretty much the only thing that's going to stop the Q is if you hit a hero with it. So something to keep in mind when you're playing her for sure. At level 9, I think we are going to go with the Slowing Sands talent. I've grown to really love it. Basically, the longer we have it down, the more it's going to slow an enemy hero. But the cool thing about this is, since we have such a long delay on our abilities, this really allows us, I mean, we set heroes up with this 50% slow, and it just allows us to really hit them more and more. Makes it a lot easier for us. So I would definitely take that at 9, guys. It's definitely going to help you out. I'll see if I can kind of show it here. So it's out. Arthas isn't really moving all that much for us. That doesn't really help us show it off, but see right there, look at this. Huge slow. He's not going to be able to go anywhere. and we can just sit there and go to town on them. And you'll find that with a lot of heroes, guys. I know some have escapes and they'll be able to jump out of that, but if you're in a team fight on a map that has, you know, those small, narrow areas of the maps fighting for objectives, you throw this down, and there's no time. I mean, if you have mana, you can keep it out there, and all of a sudden now you're slowing the entire enemy team for 50%. You're going to be able to snipe with your Q and your W all day and just do mass amounts of damage. It's absolutely amazing. At level 12, this is a really hard level to pick what talent you want. For the purpose of our build, I would recommend going with Reaching Through Time. It's going to allow us to cast further away, so you can see basically this is our distance we can cast from here currently. If we take the talent, let's go ahead, and now it is a little bit further, so it's going to keep us safe. It's going to allow us to cast more from the back line, stay out of harm's way, not have to worry about getting hit by anything. And I think overall it's gonna go very well with our build. But something to note too is if you have a team or you're going against an enemy team that is very bursty, or they're causing you some problems, guys, I mean, you can very easily go ahead and take the timeout talent here, which is essentially kind of like Ice Block, okay? But it's far greater than Ice Block because it actually will put us in vulnerability for 7 whole seconds, guys. Think about that. Think about how long a team fight lasts, and think about just 7 seconds worth of invulnerability. Your team could practically come over from Hearth on some maps and help you out with a team fight. Like, that's how long 7 seconds really is. Poor Arthas. So that's definitely something to consider there. Also, I like this talent and I don't like it all at the same time, and I'll tell you guys why. But bye-bye, okay? So basically, I believe it comes down to being about a second. You cast it, you'll go back to Hearthstone right away. It's nearly instant. It's only about a second. The reason I don't like it is because I think we get a little too comfortable using it, and we take ourselves out of team fights all too often. I also think it gives us an excuse to kind of get a little too close to the action with her, whereas she has so much range. I mean, I feel like it's really beneficial just to stay in the back line of your team, not even getting up close, and just kind of steal damage from afar. And I feel like if we take that bye-bye, we're like, oh, well, we can get out of fights relatively easy, so I should be able to get up in the action more often. And I think it's just detrimental to you altogether. So I don't like taking it. I feel like it alters our playstyle and doesn't really help us out in the late game strategies of how we're probably going to need to play this hero from distance. She doesn't get a lot of health, guys. I mean, you get up in there, and even with that bye-bye talent, you're still susceptible to CC. So I mean, the enemy team can still, you know, stun you or root you or whatever it may be, and lock you up, and you're dead. You don't have a lot of health. You can't really afford to do it, in my opinion. But getting back to our W build, anyways, we are going to go ahead and at level 15. I can't preach this enough. If you guys have seen my Sandblast build video for Chromie, you already know what talent I absolutely love at 15. It's going to be Quantum Overdrive. This thing is absolutely amazing, and I'll tell you why. One is active for 10 whole seconds, guys. 10 seconds. It increases our ability power by 25% for that 10 seconds, and it doesn't increase our mana cost at all. So let's go over here to Arthas. Let's go ahead. We're going to pop this. We're going to lay out all of our abilities. Now we have this for 10 seconds, so guess what's going to be off cooldown? Sandblast is going to be off cooldown. If you took the other talent, so is our W. So that means we can get these abilities off twice every time we activate this for 25% extra damage on each of them. That's absolutely amazing. With no penalty to our mana cost, guys. No penalty. It's just pure extra damage for 10 seconds that we can activate every 30 seconds. How could you not like that? It's absolutely fantastic. So I would recommend taking that. And then also, what we can take here at level 19, just throw that out there. At level 19, I mean, we're going for a W build, so there's not all that much that we can really take that's going to help our W out. Probably what I would go for here is just increasing the slow on your ultimate. So you'll see here, guys, we have Pocket of Time. So it's going to remove Slowing Sands mana cost. So now we no longer have to channel it while it's out. It's not going to take away from our mana pool. So that's already good. And then instead of 50%, it's going to go up to 70%, guys. So let's go ahead and throw this out. Arthas landed in stasis, so we're going to go ahead and hit him with a combo there. Let's go ahead and activate for a little more damage. Just kind of throw everything out. And we can deactivate that. That might hit him. It did. Let's see if we can maybe guess. And we nailed it. So it's a ton of damage. The R, if we just leave it out here, we'll get Arthas to come back. And you can see even on minions, it's just insane. Look at him on his mount, just barely moving. Barely moving with that huge increase. So 70% is massive, guys. You get that on a whole enemy team, that's gonna really disrupt everything. We can't do anything. So absolutely amazing. Look at his body. Just that's fantastic. So no mana cost. We can basically throw it out there as long as we want. It's gonna have a 70% slow, which is absolutely just crucial. I think we did go ahead and we did pick up the quest here. So let's see. Right now, even taking that little bit of a reduction on damage, we are doing nearly 1,000 to Arthas with our W. And we're going to be able to get that out every 7 seconds. So that's a couple times a team fight. And we can probably reuse that. With the ability power, it looked like Sans was doing, I think it was, what was that? I think it was like 1,100. I think more, was it 12? Let's see. So this Sand is doing 925 without it, and then we should get close to the same off that. Yep, 933. Arthas can't go anywhere, so we'll just go ahead and kill him off. Absolutely amazing. Anyways, guys, I could sit here and do this all day. I would recommend trying this out there. See how you guys like it. Make sure you're utilizing Quantum Overdrive and your Slowing Sands all the time, so that it makes it a lot easier. Well, Slowing Sands makes it a lot easier for you to hit your Q and your W, and that extra damage is just a ton. If you're throwing out there, you're spamming it, you're going to get 2 of these off every time you activate that. That's 2 possible chances of hitting, you know, the enemy team really hard. It's going to play a huge effect. And then if you guys can, I recommend trying to stay as far back as you can. You have the range, go ahead and use it. There's no reason to really not. That's what it's there for. And you'll see here, Arthas is already slowed. See that? Normally he would have been able to get away right there. Because our W definitely would have been behind him, but that Slowing Sands really helps, guys. So let's go over it one more time. At level 1, we would take Pocket of Time. Basically, this will, or I'm sorry, what am I doing? That's 20 or 19. At level 1, guys, we're going to take the quest here for our W. It's basically going to give us an increase of 200 damage and also increase our sight radius by 25%. Absolutely huge. Definitely helps in the late game damage. On our next talent, we would go ahead and increase the radius here. We can actually take out full minion waves with this now. Very useful. We will go ahead, and this is up to you guys. I mean, you can do it however you want. If you're okay with the 70 mana cost and also the 14-second cooldown, go ahead and take Dragon's Eye. Go for some more damage. I mean, it's totally up to you. And in my opinion, I think being able to cast this out basically every 7 seconds instead of 14 makes that talent worth it all on its own. I know it does reduce the damage a little bit, but we can kind of make up for that. I mean, just Quantum Overdrive on its own will make up for that damage loss, along with our quest we take at level 1. I would recommend Slowing Sands over Temporal Loop. I think you get a little bit more use out of it, guys. It's an amazing ultimate because you can just sit here and use it the whole time. And it's really going to help you in team fights and landing your combos and just keeping people off of you. You know what I mean? We don't get a lot of escape mechanics when it comes to Chromie here. So definitely being able to utilize everything that we can to kind of stay away from the enemy team is something worth taking. Next talent, we'll go ahead and increase our range that we can cast our abilities. So it just keeps us safe even more. I think this will help keep you guys alive, help you keep your distance from you know, the enemy team. And that's kind of what we're going for. So I would definitely pick that up. At 15, we definitely want to go ahead and take the extra damage that we get here. I mean, why not, right? More damage is good. And it doesn't cost us any mana, and it lasts for a good 10 seconds. So can't go wrong there. I definitely recommend that. Nearly sniped Arthas. And at the last one, I would just go ahead and pick up the ultimate increase on Sands. Being able to get, you know, 70% instead of 50%, it's a noticeable difference. You're going to see it. And if, you know, the enemy team, they can't do anything to get rid of that, guys. That's just going to sit there. And now that we have no mana cost, I can just throw that out there and just leave it there. Just let it chill. Let it chill the whole game if I want to, as long as I don't die. And every time minions, whatever enters into this, they're going to get slowed by 70%. So that will be absolutely amazing. That'll definitely help you get off your abilities and be able to hit some combos, guys. It's hard to showcase the E in you know, the try mode. Hopefully I'll be able to show it to you in the upcoming game footage and the gameplay we're going to do. And show you just how good that is as well. But that about sums it up for the W build, guys. If you did enjoy the video, please feel free. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you do want to see a lot more Heroes of the Storm content I do have coming up for you guys. And I appreciate the watch. You guys have a good one, and I will see you in the next one.